Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade. And with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, go ahead. We got a special guest in the house. We're going to get to him in a second. His beard looks immaculate. I only wish that my beard looks as great as that, man. That is absolutely awesome. But let me introduce to you the king of grapplers, the green-eyed bandit. We know and love him as the kickboxing king. He is everything. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
Absolutely. What up? What's up? What's going on, best damn nation? And with us, before we get to our special guests, with us, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the head honcho of the best damn wrestling podcast. He is Mr. Clean himself, Make-A-Wish. He is our El Capitano, the leader of the ship, Mr. Brian Renegade.
Oh, well, thank you, sir, for that warm introduction, man. I really appreciate that. But now we have to get to our great esteemed guest that we have in the building. I'm going to go ahead and let you do the honors, Mr. Everything. And since you want to use some vocal skills like you do, go ahead.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, cats and dogs, frogs and fish, we have the man who puts the O in love. He puts the thank you in professional wrestling. He is the legendary, the stupendous, the amazing, the psychedelic sweetheart, Stevie Meeks. Stevie Meeks. You're cute, dog. You're supposed to come in and be like, yay, love and peace.
Love, peace, and hair grease. Yeah.
We have some technical difficulty with the psychedelic sweetheart, Stevie Meeks, until we get him back on. Brian Renegade, what's been going on, bro? What's going on with you? Oh, wait. Here he is. The psychedelic sweetheart, Stevie Meeks. We can't hear you. You're on mute. You can take yourself off mute.
Stable.
It's technology. We understand.
It's getting straightened out now. I think it's finally straightened out. I'm so sorry. I don't know what.
I'm sorry to do it, brother.
But yeah, I guess you're done with your introduction. Yeah, I'll say happy to be here. For the technology issues.
Yeah, we're having some issues with your connectivity right now. Is there somewhere else you can move in the house to kind of get a better connection with the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Do us a quick favor. Log off and then log back on, and then that should be able to fix that. And then while you're doing that, Brian Renegade, what's been going on with you, bro?
Oh man, nothing and a whole lot of everything. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get ready for this wedding, man, and just been working and got my organization, Blue Hearts for Autism, up and running, man. So just trying to keep a level head in this situation. You dig what I'm saying, man? What about you, my brother? Your beard looks great too, man. You got the salt and pepper thing going on. You know what I'm saying? It's Hoochie Daddy season. You already know, Mr. Everything. What's been going on with you, my brother?
Man, listen, I'm getting ready to turn into the Silver Fox after a while, bro, man. We had to be walking out the arena, be like, Is that
Oh
Mr.
man.
Everything? Oh my God. No, it's not me. No, but I'm doing good, man. You know, over here feeding my face. You know, brother's gone for work and I hadn't had a chance to eat. So my esteemed apologies, everyone, but a brother got to eat. I'm hungry.
Oh man. It's so
When you
big.
work out and beat daddy's asses the way I do, you gotta keep your body fueled with food. So
Oh man, can we get some more Mr. Everything's fitness tips today?
absolutely, I do have some. One of the fitness tips would be to not do what I'm doing right now. You
Oh
wouldn't want
man,
to. You wouldn't want
what you
to.
stuffing in your mouth?
Let's move on.
Oh man.
A lot of things are going on in the wrestling world, man, and I think the biggest thing that we want to, if you don't mind, let's want to jump into really quick, and let's go ahead and get your favorite segment going.
Oh, you already know what time it is, beautiful people. I love to do this each and every week. You know what time it is? It's Hot Topics. Oh man, listen, I have to say one thing. That this Friday we got Stephen Meeks back in the building. This Friday, man, blew everybody's mind because we saw something that we did not think that we was going to see, and that was your man Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Colorado, along with Pat McAfee. Man, that was and Johnson. That was one hell of a show, man. I think that the merger, with the news of the merger, they kind of had to kick off everything with a bang. You know what I'm saying? And so, what better way to do it than bring in the great one into the fold? And I love to see it. Also, you know, you got Colorado that has a big air about it right now because Deion Sanders is kicking ass down there in Colorado, man. And so a lot of people are excited to see that. So it was a different type of energy on that show, man. And I think The Rock said that was probably one of his favorite crowds, man. But yeah, I was excited to see that.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing to take away from that is I don't know if it was WWE's idea or their hand that brought The Rock in. I think it's more so because he was already in town for the Deion Sanders thing. Pat McAfee was already in town. So they said, you know what? Since we're here, let's see if we can go and make a stop. I mean, it works out for WWE. Then we don't have to spend no money because he's already here. But I'm sure they gave The Rock a pretty good, healthy little piece of check. Just come in there and do their thing. And the biggest thing I want to take away from that about The Rock showing up, Austin Theory.
Yeah, you got to give that boy his flowers, man.
That boy
he is living all of our childhood dreams right now. You know? I don't care who you are. He's had matches with Stone Cold. Well, not Stone Cold, but he got a stunner from Stone Cold. He took the people's elbow from The Rock, and he got a couple of shots in too. You know what I'm saying? He got his rocks up. He was like, "I'm gonna get one shot off."
He's fighting all of them.
It's one time. I'm gonna just, yeah. I mean, he just been having some great moments, man. So I think that Austin Theory's career is very bright, man. Let me get an opinion from the love doctor in the building, man, Mr. Stephen Meeks.
Yeah, no, I don't get to watch like stream it live. Fortunately, I don't really have like cable or like streaming service like that. But I obviously like keep up with Twitter and yeah, I love the Rock segment with Theory and yeah, that dude. I mean, Austin, we're supposed to dislike him, but honestly, he's like my hero because I just want to live vicariously through him because, like you said, he's getting to work all the dudes that are coming back and yeah, it's really fun to see him get the rub and yeah, I enjoy like the current product.
Oh man, well listen, brother. It's great to have you on the show today. For the people who sleep under a rock and they don't know about Mr. Stephen Meeks, I want you to give your background. You know what I'm saying? Let them know who you is and what you does.
100%. So I'm the psychedelic sweetheart Stephen Meeks. I'm the professional wrestling hippie. I've been doing this for a little over a year now, and I was trained by Bobby Blaze, Jillian Hall, and Chance Prophet, and so pretty much the best that Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia tri-state area has to offer, and I'm super fortunate to have been able to sit under their learning trees, and I'm super fortunate to be able to love people through wrestling and do stuff like this with y'all. And Victor is like one of my closest friends in the whole wide world, and he's provided me with a whole lot of awesome opportunities and taught me a lot. Like this dude is like a freaking Jedi master in regards to like combat sports. So yeah, I freaking love Victor, and yeah, it's super cool to be here.
Oh man. Let's talk about when you first had uh the love bug for the like wrestling. Where did that come from? Like when did you fall in love with wrestling? Do you remember when it was?
My like earliest memories of wrestling were like that early, or I guess like mid Ruthless Aggression era. Like my peak feuds were like Mr. Kennedy and Undertaker had an awesome feud that like came to a head at a Survivor Series, and that was like one of the few pay-per-views that I ended up watching live like as a kid. And then the McMahon Trump feud that was like during my time as like a kid fan, and then the RVD Edge and John Cena feud for sure is like another one of my favorites. Um, so yeah, that pretty much like encapsulates the period of time that I was really watching wrestling as a kid.
Oh man. Who was your absolute favorite wrestler to watch?
I guess it was. I guess if I had to pick one as a kid, it was definitely like Jeff Hardy or maybe even Rey Mysterio. But now, if you were to ask me, I would probably say like Shawn Michaels.
Hmm. Okay. Hey man, those are some legendary names right there. I'm not mad at that. All of those guys got some things in common. They're a little bit on the smaller stature. So is it a reason why you gravitate to wrestlers like that?
I guess like I mean, definitely when I was a kid, I was like one of the smaller ones in my class. So I guess naturally, I related more to the smaller wrestlers. Now I definitely try my best to like close the gap as much as I can. You know, I try to hold myself accountable and trying to do what I need to do in the during the fitness and nutrition aspect side of things. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely related to those guys.
Oh man. Talk about how you developed your character. And what some of your accolades are, man. Because you started saying it and I thought you was rapping to me, man. I was like, oh man, that's I like that. Talk about how you developed your character.
It's really just like I try to be like an exaggerated version of myself. I mean, I grew up a big Beatles fan, a big Grateful Dead fan, and like when I originally started training, I had this concept for a character that was like, I was like, I want to be the sweetheart wrestler, like just pure, like white meat, honestly, like Ricky Morton, kind of like babyface, good guy, good intentions. And then somebody ended up asking me. I don't remember if it could have been Casey King or Bobby Blaze, or it was somebody influential to me at the time, and they just asked me, "What kind of sweetheart are you?" And then I kind of thought it over, and I came to the conclusion that I'm the psychedelic sweetheart, and I'm here to love people through wrestling. And wrestling's like my platform for peace and love and all that good stuff.
I love that, man. It almost reminds me of Dude Love a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
he's more like a ladies' man, and I feel like Stephen Meeks tries to be that, but it's not as yeah. He's a lot better at picking up chicks than Stephen Meeks, I guess.
oh man, all thing you got to do is splash that beard, man. Just
Yeah, just do a couple of these.
yeah, just a couple of those, man. You get all the ladies on you, brother. I got you. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, look, you got this thing going. It's almost a movement of the sort. Uh, I believe it's called Hug the World Tour.
Yes.
Oh man, talk about that and how that came about.
Uh, I mean, I feel like everybody's kind of got their own little like like tagline uh, or like agenda. I mean, any good character, whether it's in like film or in a book, like has a modus operandi. Like they got a goal. So I guess the goal is to love people through wrestling, and make them feel good and tell them good stories, and the hugs are kind of a part of that. It's like a way for me to connect with the fans, and it's like a way to make that connection and spread the love.
Oh man, that's
And
awesome, brother.
I actually was able to put together a really cool project lately. There's an artist, musical artist by the name of Grateful Dave on Instagram. I came across his page through a sponsored ad, and we've actually like collabed, and we've like written a song together. So there's now a Hug the World song that you can stream on Spotify and iTunes, and that's going to be the new Stephen Meeks like entrance song. I get to use that for the first time this weekend in Maryland at Assault Wrestling Alliance.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's awesome, man. Listen, Best Damn Nation, we're gonna drop that song so you can hug the world on all of our platforms. I dig that. We're gonna play a little bit of that if we can for the people. We're gonna check you out, Mr. Stephen Meeks. That's cool, man. Hug the world. Oh man, Mr. Everything, you got some words for your boy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Stephen, tell them about the transitions that you've gone through in terms of your character. You and I, we've traveled a lot, and you've come to me for different advice. Tell them a little bit about when you first started with the character that you had versus the character that you currently run with now.
I guess you could say I'm a little bit more comfortable in like my skin. I mean, I've definitely I try to put in the work in regards, or like I guess I should say I try to invest in like the brand and the character, and now I feel like compared to when we first met, I've just received a lot of confirmation, like in both like my spiritual journey and then like my journey with wrestling, like they really go together in a lot of ways. I feel wrestling in my heart, and I feel like more confident now, and I really like. It's almost like loving people through wrestling has really become real to me, especially over like the last couple months. And I've been able to like do better shows and work with people that have taught me a lot. And yeah, obviously get to like travel with you and stuff. But yeah, I think it's just the comfort is more there, and it's like I'm more confident in like who Stephen Meeks is and how he reacts to things. And I guess it's like I try to just make it bigger every time I go and get to perform.
Absolutely.
Make it bigger, better.
The Best Damn Nation and Mr. Renegade, Stephen Meeks is being a little bit too humble for you all, because Stephen Meeks has a little talent that I think he should share with the world. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Let them know what you can do, brother. Let them know what you can do.
I don't know what we're doing.
Huh?
What we doing?
I can give a virtual hug.
No. Let them hear the voice. Let them know what the voice.
Man, I don't know. I'd have to get my guitar. Maybe I'll get my guitar later if the connection is still
At
good.
the end of the show, Stephen Meeks is going to give us a little piece of the
I'll try a little bit.
the world song. I did that.
Barbershop crooning, right, for us.
Yeah, I grew up singing in barbershop quartets. That was like my first like. It was originally loving people through barbershop harmony. Now it's loving people through wrestling.
Oh man, that's crazy. Listen, that's kind of big in the South too, man. A lot of people don't know that. On my side of my father's family, I come from the quartet gospel group kind of lineage. George Dickens and the Gospel Disciples, man, they're well known in the Carolinas and up and down the East Coast, man. So legendary group. So that's cool that you have an influence like that. Talk about that.
We could sing like a barbershop tag together sometime.
Hey, I got to practice a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I can play a hell of a triangle though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A cowbell. I'm a hell of a cowbell player.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, you just mentioned you went kind of like on a spiritual journey, right? And I'm pretty sure that you're still on it. Talk about your spiritual journey, man, and what are some of your things that you're trying to work on for yourself?
Yeah. So I got saved. Like I gave my life to Christ when I was 19. Uh, and like it was right before the pandemic had started. And at the time, like I was singing in an a cappella group that toured and did a lot of like mission work for like a Southern Baptist college here. And that was kind of like my mission. Like I wanted to teach music, and that was kind of like what my heart was set to do. And then COVID happened, and then I moved back home to Eastern Kentucky, and then I kind of just in the strangest way possible got involved in this wrestling stuff. And it's like I couldn't really see it so much then because obviously I was like super young to the faith, and like I was still learning how to, like hear, respond, and obey and such. And that's like kind of those are kind of hard skills to hone. So they take time. You have to spend time with God to build that relationship so that you guys can communicate better together and whatnot. So yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just trying to spend time in the Word and whatnot. Like that's like I I think I received confirmation from him like yesterday. I was at my accent is going crazy right now. My like yesterday I was at a like a college aged ministry group, and like if I had like one of those baseball tickers, the amount of times I heard the phrase like love people in that context, and it's like it's just so cool. It's almost like an affirmation, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the root of like any kind of medium that I put time into. Like obviously like that's the goal, is to love people through whether it's like music or wrestling or just, etc.
Oh man, and so it's great that you have a love of music and wrestling, man. Do you find some type of a therapy or some kind of a solace in wrestling?
Yeah, I think the two go together super well. Like I mean, I think wrestling definitely opened me up and like got me more comfortable in my own skin, to where like it definitely makes my music uh a little bit better too. Like performing music, whether it's in an a cappella group setting or a quartet, or me with my guitar and whatnot. Uh, and also I find myself like, in regards to me learning wrestling, whether it's the physical aspect of it, because a lot of wrestling like has like a cadence to it. You know what I'm saying? It's got like a heartbeat. There's a rhythm there. So like I definitely feel that in the ring. Like whenever I'm working with somebody, and I also like the storytelling aspect of wrestling, because obviously I grew up singing barbershop harmony. That's like all storytelling. It's four men without a net. You know what I'm saying? Singing close harmony, and a lot of it's sung without meter. So it's like you phrase it in ways to emphasize certain things. There's not like a strict rhythm that it's held to. You know what I'm saying? And I think uh, you know wrestling's kind of the same way, I guess. But yeah, I think the two go together super well. Super fortunate to have had both influences in my life, and obviously these are loud cars, but obviously like God put me on this path for a reason. Even before I was saved, He was still guiding me and sowing seed into me and whatnot.
Oh man, that's a great thing to see. Let me ask you a question, man. Currently, are you in North Carolina or Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, basically. Not in Raleigh, but like the outskirts of Raleigh, basically. But I'm from Eastern Kentucky. I'm from the Huntington, West Virginia kind of area. You know.
Okay, okay. Poppy Mountain area.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the name of fun fact. That's the name of a bluegrass festival in Moorhead, Kentucky. So that's where Stephen Meeks is from.
Right. Did you listen to like bluegrass music growing up?
Oh, okay, so my dad listened to bluegrass music growing up. So that of course means that I hated bluegrass music growing up. But obviously you start singing barbershop and then you realize, oh, these things are pretty similar. It's just a lot of close harmony and blah blah blah. So I love bluegrass music now because I have more of an appreciation for where I come from and whatnot. And yeah, I love me some bluegrass music.
Oh man, what are some of your favorite songs right now that you like to listen to kind of get you in a?
I've recently made that a part of like my pre-match ritual, like listening to music. And before the match, like it's always like some Grateful Dead or some Beatles or I'm trying to think, some like Blaze Foley, like maybe like some country jams, Seldom Seen, Third Time Out, like some bluegrass and whatnot. Like I have certain like playlists, but I listen to like lately I've been listening to a lot of Mac Miller, honestly, like in my free time. Uh,
Okay,
I've been trying to like learn a song on my guitar every day. And if you're like one of my close friends on Instagram, like in the close friend setting, you probably see me trying to figure my way out through these songs like once a day. But yeah, so that's like, I try to listen to everything. I have a different taste and appreciation for music just because like my background is so obscure. You know what I mean? My education in music is kind of different. So yeah, I listen to just about everything except for like heavy metal. That's not really my vibe.
okay. So when you about to go out to the ring, say you got a heavy match, right? And you going out to the ring, and you got to get in that kick ass mode. That I'm about to lay somebody out. I don't care how big or how small you are. It's going down. Somebody getting the paws put on them. What song do you play right before you go out that gets you like pumped up?
I guess the I've come out to a lot of different songs in the past. Like one of my favorites that I guess it really didn't fit my gimmick super well. That's why I didn't really use it. It was an Al Green song called "I'm a Ram." I just think that song has it's so funky. Like it is just nasty in the beginning. I'm like this song is a vibe. Uh, I've come out to a Yonder Mountain String Band. They're kind of like a Grateful Dead influenced bluegrass band, like psychedelic bluegrass. I like them a lot. Beatles, obviously, like I'm out here trying to be the fifth Beatles, so I love their catalog of songs. I know that it's almost cliche and wrong to applaud the Beatles, but I grew up on them. I love them. Grateful Dead, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever considered playing down the ramp? Like playing the guitar or singing your own entrance music down the ramp?
I get a lot of comparisons to Elias with the guitar and the beard thing.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
didn't want to say it.
and I'm there's a couple other hippies and loving people in wrestling that have already kind of pointed fingers like I might be appropriating certain things or you know
Mm.
I'm whatnot. So I don't know. I would hate if Elias were to get released and do the indies I'd hate to infringe on his gimmick.
Step on his toes. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
That
one
would
to
be
do it. I'm just
if he
saying.
did. Maybe if I did it without the beard, maybe I
Yeah,
could get away with it.
you got to go.
But
You got to go baby face. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That'd make it different. That'd be more
Yeah,
like Honky Tonk Man.
there you go.
I could do the sideburns.
Yeah, just the sideburns and the beard. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Oh man, listen. What are some of the things that you want to accomplish within the next 2 to 5 years?
I think definitely like wrestling on TV in some capacity. Whether it be WWE or AEW, or if they bring back AEW Dark or Ring of Honor, obviously is kind of back and around. I'm a big fan of Impact Wrestling. I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore, but like I love their current product. I used to watch them on Twitch when that was a thing. I'm not sure if they stream it on Twitch anymore, but yeah, I like Impact. National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, like their product is so incredibly fun to watch, and I would love to work there. I think they
It's
have
very
one
underrated.
of the
Very underrated
they have
promotion.
some of the coolest cast of characters. the Brothers of Funstruction. EC3 is the champ. Obviously, Mr. Everything loves him some EC3. We all do.
Yeah, he's the best damn wrestling alum. Yeah.
Silas Mason. I mean, all those guys are just killing it. I'm a big fan of all of them, and I've been fortunate enough to meet most of those guys that I just named, and they're all great folk, and yeah.
That's cool. Listen, I saw your logo, man. It was really cool, man. It was kind of like a mushroom with your name in it. I was really digging it, but I wanted to ask you where that comes from, and I guess it's part of your psychedelic character that you have. I just want you to speak on how you came about with your logo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can I talk about the plants? Is this a recording?
Hey, you can talk about anything you want to.
Can I talk about the plants? I don't know. But yeah, no. I guess you could say, you know, like I'm a fan of I'm a fun guy, you know. I'm a fun guy to be around.
Fun guy. I like that.
So,
I see what you did there. Huh? I see what you did there.
I guess that's all I'll say about that. I guess have you seen the tattoos? I got this obnoxious mushroom tattoo that I got while I might have been like pretty intoxicated. You know, in a apartment somewhere in a holler in eastern Kentucky. You know, or you know. So it's all part of the story. But yeah, that pretty much explains it. I guess I reckon.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Let's talk about some moves real quick, man. Talk about your finisher and how you came about your finisher.
I think I have to give Victor will know this name, Dan Wright, credit for like what I'm currently really using. It's a variation of the Regal Cutter. I mean, I call it the Buzzkill because you know I feel like that's on brand. You know, what's worse, you know. But yeah, I think it's like it's an impactful move, but it's not. It's if you boil it down, it's a wrestling maneuver. It's not nothing violent or you know, it's fair game. You know, so yeah, if that's what wins matches and helps me gain platform to love people through wrestling better, then that's what I got to do. I also like to use the Northern Lights suplex because that's the old Bobby Blaze classic, and it's also a name of a strand of plant, you know. So it's a little Easter egg. It's super on brand. I also like a good old fashioned hug. If I could ever get like a Mortal Kombat friendship victory off the hug, I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm working on it. I think that's in the pipeline.
Yeah, to the point where you just hug somebody and the power of love and positivity kind of go through their body and then knock home, and then you just lay on top of them. I get you.
That's it. It's like friendship.
Oh man, friendship.
Yeah,
I like that.
So, quick question, Steven. Obviously, you've been doing this for just a year, but if you had a dream match, who would it be? It could be somebody from the past, present, or somebody in the future. So, who would Steven Meeks love to have a dream match with?
I think if I just had to like highlight some independent talent that I just love to be around and share locker rooms with, that I've been wanting to, that just been crossing my fingers hoping that I could get booked against. Like Wayne Moxie is one of the top names. I freaking love his work. I mean, I know I might get in trouble for saying this, but like Silas Mason and AJ Kazana, I mean, they're freaking huge, but I mean, they might whoop me, but they better pack a lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I want it. I think they could teach me a lot. I love their work. I mean, Victor Andrews, we've never even been in the ring at the same time. Not even in like a battle royal or like a tag team match or anything. That is crazy to me. So obviously I want Matt, JAC out of AML land. He's just a big mean guy, and I think he needs a hug. But yeah, those are just some names off the top of my head. I mean, if you want to get like real big into fantasy booking, I mean, some of my favorite like WWE and AEW guys are like Seth Rollins and MJF. Jeff Jarrett. If I could get Jeff Jarrett before he's done, that would be absolutely awesome. Because I love territory wrestling, and any of those guys. There aren't very many guys who lived in that era and wrestle that style of wrestling, and that's like, I think the psychedelic sweetheart in a lot of ways. I try to be like a Smoky Mountain era. I try to be true to the source material in regards to traditional professional wrestling. I don't know how Cornette would feel about the whole hugging and whatnot, but I want him to
He would
be,
hate it.
I want him to be like, this is okay.
He would hate it and love it at the same time.
Yeah. He's
But
like,
you know what?
I like what you did there. Yeah.
You know what? We may be able to make some of those happen. I can't do anything about Seth Rollins and MJF, but funny enough and crazy enough, and I still don't know to this day how, but I got Jeff Jarrett's phone number.
Oh,
I do. I have it in my phone. Now, whether he'll answer the call or not is beyond me. Listen, I don't even remember how I even got it. Okay, I don't know if it's one of the seminars I saw him at or a convention.
Mr. Everything, bro.
I got the man's
Like,
phone
I
number.
don't-
Mr. Everything just knows everybody,
Yeah.
So we'll see if that can happen. But I definitely know I can make Wayne Moxie happen.
Oh man, I freaking love that.
I know I can make
He's
that
like one of my favorite talents. He's got the
I can
whole
take
third
you
eye
out-
opening thing.
I can take you out to School of Morton, and we can see if we can make that match happen. And
Yeah.
as far as you and I, who do I know that could possibly put together you and I?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
Think about that.
In a town in North Carolina.
I ain't got
Yeah.
one, but I'm trying. Stroking my beard too. Y'all ain't gonna play me out like I ain't got no hair.
Real quick, we got a quick question from the Best Damn Nation. I'm guessing geared towards you, Mr. Meeks. Says, do you still feel scared or nervous before a match?
I was scared. I was scared and nervous before I logged into this podcast. I deal with so much freaking anxiety sometimes. Like, I got that ticker in me, you know what I'm saying? And it just be going, it's got a mind of its own. And, it's moments like that, I try to pray and, find my zen, find peace, just kind of calm down and realize, a lot of anxiety is like an attack from the enemy, you know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm called to do this, and sometimes I just need to blow that stuff off, But yeah, I definitely do get nervous, but I have certain like coping mechanisms to try to make the butterflies fly in formation,
I like that.
Yeah.
Make the butterflies in your stomach fly in formation. That's dope. All right. But Stephen Meeks out here giving out philosophical quotes. I like that. Oh man. Well, listen. I got another question for you. Say 50 years from now, aliens come down, raid the planet, and they want to find out who Stephen Meeks is.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
think
want? What do you want the world to know?
I don't know. I think I found out who Stephen Meeks was through a guy I met at a music festival, and he took me to his van, and we had some exchange for some wares and whatnot, But no, his little campsite,
Oh,
He-
I don't know where this story is going.
no, I had a philosophical, I had a little brain chemistry experiment at a music festival. Some people will relate to that, but no. In all seriousness, like I feel like legacy is like it's kind of important to me. Like it might not be important to like a lot of young people my age because a lot of us think we're gonna live forever. But I just want people to, I guess, remember Stephen Meeks by like. I love the business and I tried to navigate it as respectfully as possible. And I love wrestling and I'm trying to do something different, but I also want to be respectful and true to the tradition and the bigger thing that is professional wrestling. You know.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Uh, so if you could have a contract with somebody right now, I know you just talked about some of the companies that you were interested in. If you had your choice, which promotion would you go to and why?
I think I'd have to say NWA just because like I said, like their roster and the cast of characters there is crazy. I mean, like, and you got people running in and out of there like Cardona and Bubba Ray has been in and out of there for the last little bit. You know, Brothers of Funstruction. I love their them as a tag team. Uh, and yeah, look at their champions. I mean, you got the Southern Gentlemen are great. AJ Kazana and his tag team partner's name is escaping me right now, but you got EC3 as a heavyweight champ and Silas Mason as the national champ. I mean, like it really just like doesn't get any better than that.
Oh man, I definitely love the NWA product and what they're doing down there, man. I wish I could watch more so I can talk about it on the show, but we'll try to do that. We've had some NWA alums on the show already, so yeah, we got love for the boys here in NWA. I can definitely see you fitting into that mold and hugging everybody. I dig that.
I just love their aesthetic, man. Like it's like again, it's true to the source material, and it's not like it's your grandfather's wrestling without being your grandfather's wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's evolving, and like I said, I love the talent that's there. I love the product.
Yeah. You a young cat, man, but you got an old soul, brother. I know because I got an old soul, and I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Where does that come from? That kind of grounded base that you have.
I don't know. I'm 23 years old. You know, so I ain't been. I've been wrestling. I've been around the wrestling business for 3 years. I've been wrestling for a little over a year, and you know, I don't know. I guess I spent a lot of time with my grandmother growing up, so you know, she kind of rubbed off on me a lot. And yeah, so I just try to practice being grateful and you know just being happy to be here and whatnot. And yeah.
I dig that, brother. I dig that. Go ahead, Mr. Everything.
Oh, that's it for me. So Stephen Meeks, really quick. Let the best damn nation where they can find you. Social medias, drop all your information there, brother. Show them where they can get the love from Mr.
Yeah.
Stephen Meeks.
I'm like surprised. I'm very close to 1,000 followers on Instagram, and you can follow me on Instagram at Meeks Wrestles. And that's probably where I'm most active. There's also Facebook, which is obviously kind of like Instagram, like the runoff, because obviously they're together. So I post mostly simultaneously to both. Facebook is Stephen Meeks. TikTok at Meeks Wrestling. And I'm on Twitter and YouTube, and I think those are just Stephen Meeks. If you search Stephen Meeks, you should be able to find those too. So yeah, and again, I'm just happy to be here, and thanks for sharing your platform and your audience with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, for sure, man. And we'll definitely share some clips, man. A lot of our followers love to repost the stuff that we got. Listen, we do this thing each and every show. It's a way of us giving back to the people. It's a way of giving a little bit of ministry and a little bit of motivation to the people that watch us, man. So, Mr. Stephen Meeks, do you have a word of motivation or a positive word that you want to leave to the beautiful people?
I get. I'll just kind of reiterate what I heard in my group last night, and it was talking about you can either be a consumer let's kind of rephrase it a little bit to where it's more general and like can reach the non-church goers. You can be either a consumer of positivity or you can be a contributor of positivity. And like that concept of like, like sometimes it's good to be a consumer, and sometimes you need that. Like you can't pour from an empty cup, so to speak. But like try to be try to be a contributor as much as you can of positivity and love, and consume when you need, drink when you're thirsty, eat when you're hungry, but contribute and spread love and peace and all that good stuff. Give hugs, hug the world, love people, love your neighbor, etc. All that good stuff.
etc. and all that good stuff. I'm putting that on the shirt. Just that,
Yeah.
etc. and all that good
I
stuff.
said it at least like 4 times.
That is a shirt for you. I tell that'll sell, boy, etc. and all that good stuff. I dig it. Oh man, that's a great word. Love your neighbors, hug everybody, spread positive energy. That's a beautiful word from your boy, Mr. Stephen Meeks. Mr. Everything, gotta take it to you, my brother. Do you have a final word or a word of motivation for the beautiful people?
Absolutely. I kind of posted this a couple of days ago, but it's stop being worried or stop worrying about failure, because you never realize how well success truly is if you don't fail first. A lot of people feel like I just want to succeed in everything that I'm doing. I want the spoils, but I don't want to go through the process. Don't worry about failing in the process. Failure is what makes you stronger. Failure is what makes you hungry. Failure is what makes you drive to be able to get to that success a lot more. A lot of people, when they reach success without the process or without the failure, it's harder for them to recover if any event that they do lose that success. It's like going out and you're constantly working and working and working. You finally get that promotion, and now you got all this money and you're doing all these great things, and it's wonderful and it's great, and it keeps you humble, and it keeps you keeps the thought in the back of your mind and say, you know what? If I got to go back down to square one, I know exactly what I need to do, or even better, to get back to the top. A lot of people, when they go from square one straight to the top, they don't know how to get back there if they happen to fall off the ladder. You know what I mean? If you fall off the wagon, you fall off the ladder. A lot of people, they don't want to climb those rungs. They don't want to grab each and every little step to go up that ladder. They just want to go from the first step straight to the top. And that's great. It's wonderful. However, don't be so worried about the failure of it. Failure is going to make you stronger, and failure is going to make you want to appreciate the success a lot more.
Oh man, that was a lovely, beautiful word from Mr. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't stress to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Don't get yourself stressed out to be successful. I got you. I dig that. We got some love from the best damn nation, man. Over here. Be a contributor of positivity. I dig that. I like that. Yeah.
That's my best buddy. Hi, best buddy.
Yeah. Peace of love, man. I think if I had to give everyone or the world a final word, a word of motivation, I would just say this one thing: mind your mental. Mind your mental. Mental health is very important. You don't know how important it is until you lose everything emotionally or physically or spiritually, and you go through a time period where you need some help, or you need to have a different point of view on the subject, or you just need somebody to talk to. Don't be afraid to talk to someone if you need help. If you need to have somebody to give you a positive word or something uplifting, or if your situation is heavy and you just need a little bit of help, it's okay. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to ask. It's okay to find somebody to pray for you. It's okay to find somebody to sit down and talk to you, because that might be the thing to help get your life back on track. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to give a word for the beautiful people of the best damn nation, mind your mental. You know what I'm saying? Mind your mental. That is the word from your boy, Brian Renegade. Fellas, did you like that word? Was it okay?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what I like about this segment is like we all have different mentalities. We all have different opinions. We all have different ways that we think, but it all still ties together. It's like I got one piece of the puzzle. You got one piece of the puzzle. My man Stephen Meeks came in here with another piece of the puzzle, and we just formed
Megazord.
one full thing like Voltron.
We're a
Connect like
Megazord.
Voltron.
Power
Bro.
Rangers.
Power Rangers. That's right.
I like I dig that. Well, listen, you know, it's good to spread positivity in the world. Go ahead, Mr. Meeks.
Yeah, no, I just thank y'all for having me, and that was fun. I mean, I don't have to. I'll say it a million times. Like I'm a big Mr. Everything fan and a big Rome fan. I mean, you know, like I love them both so big, and I'm thankful that they've been a part of my journey. And like I don't know if Victor remembers this, but Victor wrestled at my very first North Carolina like indie wrestling show that I was a part of, the AML show that was put on I believe summer around this time, maybe, you know, about a year and a month ago, you know. So you know, Victor, even though he and I weren't like connected at that point, you know, I've been able to watch his work and watch him continue to grow as a wrestler and get some of his flowers that he deserves. And you know, it's been really cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You're gonna make him cry in the car. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, look. Watch this. Man, am I crying?
Oh
yeah,
man.
no,
Hey, look,
Victor's a big influence. Super thankful.
Oh man, Mr. Meeks, listen, before we go, can we just get a little small, like a taste of Hug the World? Just a couple bars to let people, you know,
Hug the World.
you know.
I can play something. I don't know the Hug the World song. I haven't learned it on guitar yet. I haven't learned my own song. I know that makes me like terrible brand ambassador, but I've been playing this song lately, and you know, I could probably try to play a little bit of it if my guitar isn't too terribly out of tune. Oh, gravity is working against me. Oh, gravity wants to bring me down. Oh, I'll never know what makes this man with all the love that his heart can stand. Dream of ways to throw it all away. Oh, gravity. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's a good little John Mayer song. It's fun.
Hey,
It
listen.
sounded
Hey,
translated good.
hey, that sounded great, man. That's one of my favorite songs, brother. That's one of my favorites. I love that song. Yeah, that's
Enjoy
dope.
John Mayer. I mean, Dead and Company, Grateful Dead, John Mayer. You know, it all goes together.
It all goes together. Oh man, well listen, thank you for blessing us with that song, my brother. Hey, you ain't have to do that, but you did it for us, and we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, listen, if you ain't getting no woman now, guarantee you're gonna get some panties mailed to your address. After they hear that, you're gonna get some panties mailed to your address, dog. I'm just saying. You got some new fans over here, Mr. Stephen Meeks. I'm telling you. Oh man, but listen. Hey man, thank you. Oh, goes right in the mailbox. Yeah. Draws in the mailbox.
Oh,
That's a
man.
new song. Draws in the mailbox. There you go. You're welcome.
Is that like Trapped in the Closet? You know, it's like an R&B. That's the new R&B hit. You know.
Hey, that's a new R&B.
Look, listen, hold on.
In the mailbox.
The album ain't gonna be nothing unless you do the signature pose that every R&B artist has ever done. You gotta lean. Remember Shawn Michaels iconic. No. The picture where he's laying there.
Yeah, you gotta hit the Thriller. Hit the Lionel Richie.
Exactly. That's when you
Burt
know the
Reynolds
album
on the
gonna be fire.
That's how you know that stuff's gonna be crazy hot. Like they hit you with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The onion rings.
It's over, man. It's over.
I be walking around being Uncle Victor for everybody.
Uncle Vic.
Oh man, hey, listen. We even got a new hashtag, fellas. Hold on, I got to share this real quick because she on one today. Hashtag draws in the mailbox. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Man.
Oh man. Listen. Oh man, listen. Well, listen. Thank you, Mr. James Meeks. Excuse me. I said James Meeks. Steven Meeks. You had me back, you know. Listen, thank you for joining the show. You are welcome anytime, my friend.
Pleasure to meet you, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to meet you too, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we always talk wrestling
area.
Well, I used to live in North Carolina. I'm in Phoenix right now. So I bounce between Phoenix, Carolina, and all over the place.
Yeah.
But right now I'm in Phoenix. And if you ever in the desert, if you ever come to Phoenix, just let me know, man. I got a room for you. You good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime that you want to come on, man. Anytime you want to come and talk some shit with the boys. We here, we talk about wrestling, entertainment, music, all that stuff. We love all of it. You know what I'm saying? So you're welcome anytime, my friend.
This has been one of my, but despite the technical difficulties, obviously, this has been like one of the most fun I've had on a podcast.
Oh man, well, thank you for saying that. You know what I'm saying? We try to have a good time on here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm among friends and family, though. You know.
Oh yeah, you are part of the Best Damn Nation, my friend. Yeah. You are alum now. You've been on the show. You are alum. You know what I'm saying? Man, and listen, tell people where they can find you again.
Yeah, Instagram at Meeks Wrestles, at Meeks Wrestling, basically everywhere else, and then Steven Meeks on YouTube. Trying to get more YouTube content out there lately because that's just a really important platform that I feel like a lot of wrestlers are kind of scared of. I mean, I guess the current market is more for like short form content, whether it's like TikTok or Instagram Reels. But like with 11 people through wrestling, I feel like a big part of that is like them getting to know who I am, you know. So I'm trying to find vehicles to where I can really connect with my audience better, whether it's a vlog or a podcast or whatever, but I need something, you know, and this is, you know, again, I'm super thankful for this practice and you know, I'm a fan of your guys' product. So yeah, thank you again.
I appreciate that, man. Spread the word. Tell your grandma and them about the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might like it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, listen, we can't hold you any longer, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us. If you want to watch the show, you can go to our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go on our Facebook group at the Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can join our Facebook page where we post all our content at the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can go over to our Twitter at Best Damn Crew. We got a Twitch too. You can go to our Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and you can visit our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you want to support the show, the only thing that you have to do is go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. For as low as $5, you can help support the show, man. We got all kind of knick-knack, paddywhacks, and you can even give your dog a bone. We got shirts, hats, mugs. We even got condoms, Mr. Meeks. But I wouldn't recommend you using them, sir, because they might leak and you might have a baby. But, you know, you can go over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Oh man, fellas, This was a great show. You're welcome anytime. You're a best damn alum, my friend. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Love y'all.
Yeah. Mr. Everything. I'll see you
Yeah.
next week, player. You know.
Absolutely. Because we got some things to catch up on next week. On the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We see you guys next week. Stephen Meeks, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Brian Renegade, go ahead and hit that button for me.
We bid you. I guess.